What if one announcement could send the entire global fashion industry into a frenzy? Would you believe it? What if this announcement didn't just confirm a rumor, but shattered months of speculation, exposed hidden hints fans failed to decode, and unveiled a move no one saw coming? Before you read further, tell us in the comments, did you expect Jungkook to join Chanel? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story, because what you're about to discover may be the most surprising twist in Jungkook's career yet. From the very first second the news surfaced, Jungkook becomes the newest brand ambassador for Chanel Beauty. The world seemed to freeze. Not because the headline was impossible, but because it felt like something too monumental, too symbolic, too emotionally charged to be real. It was the kind of announcement that doesn't just break the internet. It rewrites the way luxury brands see influence, identity, and global culture. It was the kind of revelation that forces you to look back at every past photo, every public appearance, every mysterious hint Jungkook left behind and wonder, was he telling us all along? Yet beneath the thrill, beneath the elegance of Chanel's black and white aesthetic, beneath the explosive reactions flooding social media, there lies a deeper, far more emotional story. One that speaks not just to Jungkook's rise, but to the evolution of beauty standards, the reshaping of masculinity, and the unstoppable power of a global audience that refuses to be ignored. Because this wasn't just a brand deal. It wasn't just a partnership. It was a statement, loud, unshakable, and beautifully unexpected. And like all great stories, this one begins long before the announcement went public. It begins with clues scattered like breadcrumbs across years of Jungkook's career. It begins with questions whispered in online forums, with subtle actions that only became clear after this revelation lit up the world. It begins with a quiet, steady transformation of a young boy becoming an icon so magnetic that even Chanel, one of the most selective fashion houses in the world, could no longer look away. Was it destiny? Was it strategy? Or was it the culmination of a journey that fans watched unfold day by day, moment by moment? To understand the magnitude of this news, one must first understand Jungkook himself. He's a figure who transcends definitions, a singer who moves like a dancer, a performer who commands the stage like a king, an artist whose face seems designed to melt the boundary between masculinity and grace. He is a global force with a voice that carries emotion like a tidal wave, capable of shifting moods with a single note. He is a phenomenon so powerful that brands across continents compete for even a fraction of the influence he wields. But Jungkook accepting Chanel Beauty, that is not something anyone predicted lightly. Chanel, known for decades of classical elegance, for perfectionism, for selectivity, has never been a brand that jumps on trends. They choose ambassadors like they choose diamonds, carefully, meticulously, only when they find something rare. SOY Jungkook. Why now? Why this moment? The answer lies in the shift between two worlds, the world of traditional beauty and the new world Jungkook represents. From the moment he stepped onto the global stage, Jungkook carried a presence that challenged the expectations placed upon male idols. His face is soft yet structured, innocent yet intense, delicate yet undeniably powerful. His aura blurs lines in a way that feels both modern and timeless. And in a world where beauty becomes less about conformity and more about individuality, Jungkook stands as the embodiment of everything contemporary luxury wants to become. But did Chanel see this from the beginning? Or did they, like many, slowly realize the scale of his influence? Hidden clues suggest the relationship had been brewing long before today's announcement. Fans noticed Jungkook's subtle affinity for clean aesthetics, his bold yet minimalistic style, his quiet confidence, and his effortless grace, traits that align naturally with Chanel's ideology. There were appearances where he wore pieces rumored to be Chanel prototypes. There were backstage interactions, unconfirmed meetings, and sudden shifts in branding direction that felt too calculated to be coincidences. In retrospect, the signs were there. Chanel wanted him, and they wanted him badly. The world's reaction was immediate and explosive. Within minutes, social platforms became a storm of disbelief, joy, confusion, and raw emotion. Armies cried, fashion editors gasped, and even industry insiders admitted they didn't see it coming. K-pop collaborations with luxury brands are common, but Chanel is different, rare, selective, proud. The House of Coco Chanel does not hand out ambassadorships like invitations. When they choose someone, they are declaring that person a symbol of their identity. But what identity does Jungkook represent for Chanel? That is where the story becomes even more fascinating. Chanel Beauty is in the middle of a transformation. The brand seeks to redefine elegance, not as rigid perfection, but as expressive individuality. They seek to expand beyond traditional femininity and embrace something more fluid, more emotional, more artistic. They want to speak to a generation that values authenticity over idealism, personality over perfection. Jungkook is that generation. His rise from a teenage trainee to a global superstar mirrors the very idea of self-made identity. He is proof that discipline and dreams can build empires. He is proof that beauty isn't about rules, it's about presence, aura, courage. He is proof that vulnerability can coexist with strength, that softness can be powerful, that self-expression can be transformative. Chanel Beauty finds in Jungkook not just a face but a message. Behind the scenes, the decision wasn't simple. Chanel's internal team reportedly held numerous debates. Should they take the risk? Would the world embrace a male ambassador for a beauty line that historically leaned toward femininity? Would fans respond positively? Would markets support the shift? But every time they hesitated, they encountered the same undeniable truth. Jungkook is not simply an idol. He is a cultural phenomenon whose influence defies boundaries. His face commands attention without trying. His presence turns silence into meaning. His artistry unravels emotions in a way marketing strategies can never replicate. When the board finally approved the collaboration, executives described it as inevitable. The industry calls it historic. Fans call it the moment we've been waiting for without knowing we were waiting. As the announcement spread, one detail caught the world off guard: the campaign theme. Chanel revealed that Jungkook's first feature will revolve around the concept of luminous duality, a poetic, emotional exploration of beauty existing in contrast. Light and shadow, strength and vulnerability, simplicity and complexity, masculinity and softness. It is, in essence, Jungkook himself. Early insiders describe the campaign as cinematic, almost haunting. They say Jungkook appears in stark monochrome, eyes direct yet fragile, expression calm yet burning, presence soft yet overwhelming. They say he embodies a beauty that speaks without words, a beauty that feels like a story, a memory, a confession. The photo shoot reportedly left the room silent. Even Chanel's creative directors were stunned. Many whispered to each other that Jungkook didn't just model the concept, he became the concept. And this is where the narrative deepens, because Jungkook's impact is not measured in likes or views.